Hey there, happy Wednesday afternoon. I think it's Wednesday. This is Irma Dane coming from Kojada Ranch by Parker's. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the fact that we are going to be opening up for business in our world, right? But before I do that, I really want to tell each and everybody that contacted me in Facebook messages, texts, comments, everything after my Facebook Live last week when I talked about Wayne's accident that he had out there, and just wanted to thank you so much for the support. We had an overwhelming number of people who just were praying and sending positive thoughts, and we just can't tell you enough. Thank you so much. He's doing well. We are going to see the doctor on Friday for his surgical visit and see how he's doing. And hey, Terry, we'll see how it goes. He's been having some pain issues, but other than that, he's doing okay. So thank you, everybody, for all the wonderful thoughts and kind words. So back to this, what's going on right now? There's a lot of stuff going on social media about us opening back up. And wow, are we in a process of lots and lots and lots of different opinions, right? About, I don't know, everything from masks to gloves to full body armor. I don't know, from opening up some businesses to no businesses to all the businesses to not worrying about if we get herd immunity or getting herd immunity or not getting. I mean, there's every possible combination of fears, worries, concerns, and issues, and everybody's opposing got somebody that they don't agree with. And so I went to Target today and I went to Walmart looking for a couple things I needed, and a couple interests, and Verizon. So I had some errands to run this morning, and really interesting. There was a magazine article, and I remember, I think it was the gal from Magnolia, the HDTV gal, but something about whoever you are today, remember that's who you have to deal with for the after this is all over. And it's so true. It's so very true. However you behave now, if you're not afraid but other people are, if you're afraid and other people aren't, however you behave is going to stick with you after this is all over, and people are going to remember that. And so I just want everybody to think about that before they go off upset and angry and frustrated, and just try to understand that everybody has different points of view. We went to the store last week, and nobody in Walmart or Menards or Fleet Farm or wherever we were had any face masks on, none of the staff. Wayne and I had a face mask on. Our daughter Jacqueline had made for us, and there's our horse. You can hear one of our horses, but we had a face mask on, and there were a number of people that were just like looking at us like we're a little weird and a little odd. But the thing is that Wayne's already been at the doctor. I'm a nurse. Wayne's already been at the doctor and was told that if he got COVID and he had to go on a ventilator, they'd have to put in a tracheostomy. And of course, we don't want to take that risk. And so we have to be really careful. Everybody knows somebody who's at high risk, whether it's old people or children with immune problems. I mean, there's just so many people that are at risk. Somebody says, any mask for sale? My doctor wants me to wear them because of my heart. Oh, for sure, Terry. Get a hold of me on PM, and I'll see if we can get you sent one. It's a homemade, cloth mask. But anyway, we went, and none of the workers had masks on last week. Well, in Alexandria, there was something that came out from the chamber, and also CDC and things like that, about starting to open things up. And we went today, and every single person in Target that worked there had a mask on. And you know what? here's what that does. When the workers wear a mask, it makes me feel not stupid. I mean, I'm a nurse. I shouldn't feel stupid, but it feels weird to be wearing a mask when nobody else is, or not very many people. And then I ran into Walmart. Wayne sat in the car, and I ran into Walmart to get some a couple of things. And you know what? Every single person there was wearing a mask as well. Every single employee. And in both places, I thanked them. I said, I am so appreciative. It makes me feel safer here. Not to mention, is it great that each of them were wearing a mask? But what it does for the people that come there that are wearing a mask makes them feel safer. And it also makes it easier to come in and wear a mask and not feel weird. Nobody wants to be doing things nobody else is doing. Usually it makes you feel kind of odd. And so just wanted to let you know. Then last thing, my phone hasn't been working, so I ran in by myself to Verizon. And I walked in there, and there was two young boys, and God bless them, they were sweet and nice kids. But he walked right over to me, started rushing towards me, and I put my hand up, and I said, whoa. And he goes, what? I said, what are you guys doing with this whole social distance thing? And he goes, oh, we're not really doing that. And I don't mean to cut on Verizon, but that's what he said. We're not really doing that here. We don't really do that here. And I looked at him, and I feel very confident in myself. I'm 55. And I just looked at him, I said, you know what, Luke? I shouldn't have said that, sorry. He's a nice kid, and he was so respectful. I said, I'm going to need you to stand back just because I have somebody in the car here who is at high risk. And, I just need you to stay back. And he said, oh, I'm so sorry. And he was such a nice young man. And he stayed his distance, and he helped me out, and he did everything he could. And so no cutting on anybody. Not everybody knows. And so, as we open up for businesses open up. It's for businesses too, but it's not just businesses. It's families. There's opposing feelings within families, and what I just want everybody to think about before they get too strong on their opinion of what's right and wrong. That you have to remember, not everybody has your same values. And when everybody doesn't have the same, that's what makes us different, right? Not everybody has your same values, and that's okay. But you don't have to or need to push your values onto somebody else, right? And so when you say to somebody, well, I think that's stupid, or you react like you think what they're doing is stupid, you make them feel bad. And you know what? After this pandemic has become a thing of the norm and it's not a big deal anymore, they're going to remember that. And I just want you to think before you do that. Or if somebody does it. So one of the things that I do as a leadership speaker, one of my favorite things is I talk about having crucial conversations and also accountability. Those things under leadership are my trigger points, the things that really I felt made me a good leader, and I learned how to do it really well, and that's what I do in a lot of my coaching and teaching. And so I just want to talk a minute, whether it's your family, your friends, business you go in. If you own a business, you have to remember a couple things. There are two things that we're going to have to do over the next year as we continue to open up businesses and put things in place. The CDC guidelines right now are that everybody wears a mask when they're out. Now everybody doesn't, but as time goes on, it's going to become more norm, and that's okay. It's really good to go out there. What you need to understand about the mask is, because I've seen some memes like that say things like, well, if the mask isn't going to keep me safe. No, it's probably not going to keep you safe, but if the person who has COVID has it on and coughs, it's going to hold that stuff in the mask, right? And so that's going to keep the other person safe. So when you wear a mask, it's not you keeping yourself safe. When you wear a cloth mask, it's you keeping your breath in to keep others safe from you. So let's just clarify that. when you have the N95 mask, if you're a medical person, or you have the, one of those masks, those are to keep you safe from the people who actually have COVID, like in the hospital and things. So just know that when you put a mask on, it's not about you. It's about all the vulnerable people that are out there, having to get groceries as well, having to get gas, having to, go to an appointment. I see more older people with the masks on than younger people. And younger people, well, it's not a big deal to me. Well, you know what? It's not about you. It's about the other people. It's like that thing. It's not about you. It's about them. And so just know that that's how the masks work. And so that's the first thing. Second thing is that, sorry, it's getting dry out here. You have to know that as things come open, do your best to be respectful. And as an employer or a family member, your job is to make sure people, one, are safe in your establishment, whatever that may be, and two, make sure that they feel safe, right? So when I went into the store and all the employees had masks on, I felt safer. I felt like they cared about my health. I hope I don't get it. We have a niece and a nephew already that have COVID. One of them went to the doctor in Wisconsin, one's in Colorado, and said, the doctor said, well, unless you feel like you have glass shards in your lungs, it's not bad enough. Sent her back home. And by God, she's going to make it and everything, but that's how bad this hurts, and I just don't want it. Though even I probably will be okay, I'll probably live through it, but I still don't want it if I don't have to have it before we start finding some treatments for it. Maybe not even a vaccine, but maybe some treatments. But so your job is to make people be safe, and whether that's I think somebody on here, Tracy, might have written, like, we wipe down gas pumps. You wipe down the gas pumps before you touch them. They're wiping down in Cub. They were wiping down the carts before you touch them, and all those things that you do make people safe. They actually do make people safe. Wearing masks, have all the employees wearing masks. They make people feel safe. And the social distancing, I mean, the three things that are in our minds right now that you have to do is, one, stay 6 feet away, social distancing. Two, don't touch your face. And three, wash your hands. And if we do those three things, we can greatly decrease the transmission, right? So as an employer, you have, and as just anybody, you have to make people feel safe around you, and not feel like if they want more stricter, guidelines than you want, that they're stupid or, I don't know, dumb or something. So just number one, make sure they are safe. Like, do the things that you need to do, make them safe. Number two. Hi, Jacqueline. My daughter is on. I love your orange. I love your orange too, honey. It's National Infertility Week, and I'm supporting those that have infertility. I'm just going to take a moment here anyway, and I'm wearing orange for that this week. I love you. But the other thing is that you need to make people, you may need to actually make them safe, and then you actually need to make them feel safe. So somebody was telling me they dropped off something at the dry cleaner and they picked it up, right? And they noticed that the gal who gave it to them had a mask on. And they said, he said, oh, that made me feel so much better. But then, guess what? She picked up his clothing and gave it to him without gloves on. And he said, just like that, I didn't feel safe. Now he goes, she may have used alcohol right beforehand. She may not have, I don't know. But just like that, I didn't feel as safe. And so what you need to do is you need to make sure that you make people feel safe. Like if you just washed something, just say, I just washed this. I just washed my hands, or I just washed this thing that I'm going to hand to you. So that's our job, is to do that. This is going to be a norm, and the other, we're going to have to go about doing this and not feel bad about it, right? So one of the other things that I said, I as a leadership coach, I do a lot of teaching people how to have difficult conversations, and holding people accountable. And the reason why we don't hold people accountable to things, all kinds of things, but even to this, is sometimes we'll do things because it's not socially acceptable. I know that people are not excited about spending time with people at work close, but when their boss comes in and is like one of those people that really gets in their space, they're afraid to back off and say no. We can't be a society like that. We have to be able to have a conversation, and so that's a whole nother day conversation. But we have to be able to describe what they call is there's a gap. There's an expectation gap and a performance, or an expectation and a performance, right? And so whatever the expectation is in our society of staying safe from COVID or anything else for that matter, and then how somebody performs. And and instead of getting angry at somebody and realizing that that's going to stick with you after this COVID is all done and over with, try to think about maybe there's a reason they're acting the way they're acting. Maybe they don't realize that you have immunosuppressed people in your life. Or maybe they've never had any death in their life. Or maybe they're just not afraid. Maybe they're just not knowledgeable. And so what we need to do is say, this is what I need to do. And like today when I was in Verizon and I told that young man, I have somebody who's, compromised. As soon as I said that, he completely understood. And so try to not get angry at people. And even if they don't believe like you believe, try to give them grace, educate, and do the best to take care of yourself. Because as time goes on, they're going to see it more and more and more. Now, I know what, going into Walmart or Target or the different places in Alexandria where I live, and seeing people in masks a lot more, the more you see, the more you'll see. Because people won't feel stupid about it, right? And then people won't be made fun of, or people won't laugh at you, because that's what happens. So, I'm interested. I love the study of human beings and why we do what we do and why we say the things we say and think the things we think. And so I'm very interested in seeing what's going on in the next year with everything with the COVID-19 and how we open up. Because do I believe we should? Yes, somehow, some way we need to start doing things, but I'm not sure when the right time is, and I'm not going to profess to say that I'm not sure I even have an opinion on that, but we can't stay in our houses forever. So try to be safe when you're out there. Try to give grace, and don't act in a way that when this is all over is going to stick with you and somebody's going to remember, because you know what? You may not even know it, but that might make them really feel bad, and they might. It's going to stick with what they think about you later, right? And so just try to give grace. So take care and stay safe, and I hope that everybody learns to have conversations. I'm going to talk about that next week, about how to have a conversation with somebody that's uncomfortable, especially in now with this virus going around. So, all right. Well, you take care. Have a great day, and bye for now.